Hello, it's Sunday the 7th of October, and in this video I'm just going to look at the latest EuroMillions result and analyse it to see if any of the numbers could have been predicted and in what ways they could have been predicted, and I'm also going to make predictions for the next draw. So this was my last video where I made some predictions for draw 1152. And one of the numbers that I predicted was number 35, and that's the only one that I won on. Now, these were my numbers. This was the result. Didn't match any of those, but on one of my up picks I won £10. So I won half my money back, but not all of it. And the jackpot was won. So the next one is 14 million. And the machine that was used was machine 1 and set balls 5, as I predicted. And this is a chart that summarises the full draw history up until before the last draw. And as you can see, number 35 was the most overdue. The most overdue main number, and that's why I predicted that it would be drawn. Now if we look at the draw history just as far back as when the star numbers went up to 12, then you can see that star number 3 could have been predicted as well, because it was most frequent. So that's one way in which star number 3 stood out. Now if we look at machine 1 and the full draw history, you can see that star number 3 was most frequent on that as well. Now if we look at a chart for set of balls 5, then again star number 3 most frequent on that. So maybe star number 3 could have been predicted from that. So anyway, if we look at a chart for numbers paired with star number 3, you can see that winning number 16 was most overdue to occur with star number 3. So 16 could have been predicted as well for that reason. And if we narrow it down to machine 1, then we get that. Machine 1 and star number 3, that is. And if we look at set of balls 5 with star number 3, then we get that chart. And I'll just show you where the winning numbers were. So you can see 3 of them were most overdue, and that was to occur with star number 3. So 16, 26 and 35 almost overdue with star number 3. So now let's look at a chart for number 16 and star number 3 together. So you can see that 24 was one of the most overdue with those. Look at a chart for numbers paired with 35. That's what that looks like. So if we look at star number 3 and moon number 35 together, and narrow it down to machine 1, we get that. If we narrow it down to set balls 5, we get that. So, when we're looking at a chart for main number 16 and machine 1, then star number 3 turns out to be most overdue for its frequency on that chart. But not in recent history. Now if we look at 16 and 35 together and machine 1, it turns out that main number 26 was predictable because it was most frequent with those two numbers together. So that would have been a nice little 3-number out pick based on those reasons. And it's the same with all machines as well. So 16, 35 and 26 most frequent. So I'm guessing if we look at any two of those numbers, then it's going to be the same. So number 16 also most overdue for its frequency as well, with 35 and 26. So that just shows you ways in which 4 out of the 7 numbers could have been predicted. And the other two, main number 8, so 8 and star number 11, definitely good together. And when we look at 24, see star number 3, the second most frequent with that one. But anyway, most of the numbers predictable. And now that they've been drawn, this is what the chart looks like now. So I'll just show you the numbers that I'm predicting. So I'm going to put the same numbers on again. Because I didn't get any of them. So they're still good for the next draw. So you can see why I'm picking 19. Because it's most overdue for its frequency. this is what the chart for the main numbers looks like at the moment. If we narrow it down to machine 1, you can see why I'm picking 18, most overdue and most overdue for its frequency, and you can also see why I'm picking star number 8, because it's also most overdue and most overdue for its frequency with machine 1. And if you want to know why I'm picking these other numbers, you can see that's why 48. And then when we look at 48, that's what that looks like. But anyway, if you want to know why I'm picking these numbers, you'll have to watch my previous videos. But anyway, that's my prediction for the next draw. And according to my strategy, I need to put one line on number 19, because we're now at the 5th draw since it became the most overdue for its frequency. But because I made a total loss of £7.50 in the last draw, and I lost another £1 on the Thunderball, I need to win another £8.50 to cover my losses, which means that if I spend another £1.50 to make it 2 lines instead of 1, then when it does come out, that'll mean an extra 10 quid minus the £1.50 equals £8.50 to cover my losses from the last draw. So I will be putting 2 1 number up picks on number 19 in the next draw instead of just 1. That's what I did last time, and I'm going to do the same again. So 2 1 number up picks on number 19. And when we look at a chart for numbers paired with 19, we've got 38 as most overdue for its frequency, and if you look where number 5 is, you can see that it's very close to 38, and there's a reason why I'm picking number 5. Instead of 38, and this is the reason why, because number 5 is most overdue for its frequency when we look at machine 1 and set of balls 5 together. So I've got 19 most overdue as well as 18, and then number 5 most overdue for its frequency. So for a 2 number up pick, I'm going to have 19 and 5 together. So that's my predictions for the next draw, and that concludes this video. So look out for the next video, and bye for now.